Everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, a man convicted of killing his ex-girlfriend and causing the longest manhunt in the state of Maine's history is challenging his conviction, but the judicial process will see another delay.
Robert Burton was originally scheduled to begin his evidentiary hearing today to challenge his 2017 conviction, but it's been delayed until late November of this year. According to Judge Robert Mullen, Burton was not given his prescribed medication in prison, and because of that, his defense team felt he would not be able to be fully present in the courtroom and that the appeal should be continued. The father of Burton's victim, Vance Ginn, was present in the courtroom and spoke with us about his frustration over the delay.
This is a thing that he is very good at. It took us 3 years to go to trial because he continued to fire his attorneys. From what we were told today, he has gone through a number of attorneys. And now, because of some medication glitch, it was continued again. This is not what we hoped for. I don't understand the reason why we keep having these appeals. He was found guilty, he should do his time.
Burton was originally sentenced to 55 years in prison in 2017 for the murder of his then ex-girlfriend Stephanie Ginn Gibo in 2015.
The Bangor Police Department is investigating multiple transactions in the city involving counterfeit bills. According to Public Information Officer Sergeant Jason McCambly, over the past couple of weeks, multiple businesses have reported receiving counterfeit $100 and $20 bills. McCambly says there's no pattern among the transactions, and the best way for businesses to prevent the circulation of these fake bills is to stay vigilant and look out for the telltale signs of counterfeits.
In the past, if you get a bill and it feels funny or it smells funny, and it's something that we handle all the time. When you grab a hold of it, it's a little bit weird.
Police are investigating a couple of suspects, and if you believe you've received a counterfeit bill, McCambly says stop the transaction and report it to the police as soon as it happens.
8 people have been charged with drug trafficking offenses after a lengthy investigation into the sale of crack cocaine, fentanyl, and methamphetamine throughout central and mid-coast Maine. Maine Drug Enforcement Agency Commander Peter Arno says they spent several months investigating alleged drug traffickers operating in Waldo, Kennebec, and Androscoggin counties. Police arrested 8 people on drug trafficking charges, including 27-year-old Stefan Davis of Waterville, 45-year-old Barron Thompson of Winslow, 48-year-old Melanie Moody of Winslow, and 51-year-old Dawn Wilbur, also of Winslow. Now, 45-year-old Charles Hinton of Savannah, Georgia, 25-year-old Dominique Kirk of Lewiston, 41-year-old Alan James of Waterville, and 25-year-old Olivia Gordon of Jackson are also charged with drug trafficking. Arno says agents seized more than 175 grams of cocaine base and 60 grams of fentanyl during their investigation. According to Arno, the street value of the seized drugs is approximately $20,000.
A Caribou man pleaded guilty for his role in a drug trafficking conspiracy in Penobscot and Aroostook counties. Court records show between January of 2018 and December of 2021, 41-year-old Jason Conrad trafficked methamphetamine and fentanyl in Penobscot and Aroostook counties and elsewhere. He faces up to 20 years in prison and a fine of up to $1 million, followed by 3 years to life of supervised release. He'll be sentenced at a later date, and to date, 7 of the 21 defendants related to this conspiracy have been sentenced. 9 of the remaining 14 defendants have pleaded guilty.
Well, according to the Penobscot County Sheriff Troy Morton, a man reportedly attempted to break into the Levant home of Dana White, the president of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Just before 2 a.m. on Monday, the sheriff's office received a report of an attempted burglary at a residence on the Phillips Road in Levant. Deputies responded to the property owned by UFC president Dana White and found that the suspect had fled. There was an occupant in the home when the incident took place. White shared video of the incident on social media where he offered a reward for the arrest of the person shown kicking against a door. That's the video you just saw. The post led to many tips into the sheriff's department. Sheriff Morton says deputies questioned Brady Cooper of Glenburn. Cooper has since been charged with 2 criminal offenses, and the case has been submitted to the district attorney's office for review. The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office is not releasing any other information at this time as the investigation is ongoing.
Some tense moments this morning at Walgreens on Broadway in Bangor when a suspicious package was called into Bangor PD. The Bangor Bomb Squad responding and identifying a dark-colored travel bag containing personal belongings as well as identification outside the building. Once that bag was deemed safe, it was collected and returned to its owner. The bomb squad was called in out of caution as several Walgreens in Maine have recently been the subject of bomb threats.
The Penobscot County Commissioners allocated another round of American Rescue Plan Act funding this morning, including a significant amount of money to the city of Brewer's shooting range. Our Grace Blanchard was at the Commissioners meeting and has the details.
On Tuesday morning, the Penobscot County Commissioners distributed over $100,000 to community projects. This was through their latest funding program, distributing money received from ARPA.
We're receiving taxpayer money in a lump sum that we can return to communities and organizations who provide benefits to their citizens in a way that we've really not been able to do before.
The funding is a result of the American Plan Rescue Funds allocated to Maine counties, which allows the commissioners to serve a variety of community needs.
It would be for things related to the upgrade or capital improvement of a facility.
The largest amount of funding went to the city of Brewer with an $83,000 grant to improve the city's firing range.
The city of Brewer has a range that we share with local, state, federal, county law enforcement, and we have for many years. But it's in need of some pretty serious upgrades.
According to Moffitt, though the funding may seem large, it is a pressing need for law enforcement and the community.
You have a requirement as a law enforcement officer in the state of Maine to meet certain minimum standards. However, most agencies train beyond those minimum standards, and they need to. So you need a safe place to shoot.
Moffitt says they plan to collaborate with the National Guard, who intend to utilize the space as a training facility. The commissioners say that partnership had an influence over the funding decision.
Training and operational expenses at times might seem like that should be a budgetary item, but the true nature of this was a good and unique opportunity to benefit many agencies.
Other funding went towards the 10 Bucks Theater Company, Orono Public Library Foundation, and the Bangor Masonic Foundation, who received nearly $50,000 to conduct maintenance work to their building.
This is a great program to help the many people in Penobscot County that have gone through COVID and they're looking for a way forward.
For more information about how to apply for funding through the ARPA program, visit our website at foxbangor.com. In Bangor, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Taking a peek outside, we certainly had a picture-perfect day today.
I would say so. I mean, it was warm at times, but it never felt, sweltering, sticky or anything like
mild.
that.
Yeah,
just a great day, especially for this time of year. It's the perfect time to be here in Maine.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be enjoying a nice stretch, and that's good to see. But in terms of what's heading our way in the next few hours, well, let's get a first check of our forecast.
Thank you so much, Beth. All right, what a great looking day out there today. Very comfortable mid-70s here in town. Waterville saw the same story. Even up into Millinocket, we saw some mid-70s outdoors. Look at Rockland, the one lonely place in the 60s, but still, mid-60s are pretty comfortable for this time of year. I know, of course, that is below average, but don't worry. It is going to get hot by next week. Okay, so we did see a mixture, some clouds and sun earlier today. Get ready, late tonight, mainly tomorrow throughout the day. We will see some scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two. Overall, though, mainly a rain event. All of this right here, all that heavy rain will continue to move like that. And then we are right in the middle of that rain by tomorrow as wind speeds continue to increase. Right now, they are at a comfortable 5 to 10 mile per hour breeze. Tonight, get ready, folks. These lighter showers will be rolling in, temperatures above average in those low 60s. Beth?
All right, so a bit of a rainy morning commute coming our way.
Indeed.
All
yeah,
right.
We'll be ready for it. And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, the U.S. Coast Guard held a ribbon-cutting ceremony for a new family housing complex in Perry. We'll take you there.
And an internal grant program through SAPI North America has donated over $50,000 to support nonprofits. Our Doug Banks has those details. We'll have much more coming up.
I know this looks like a summer blockbuster, but this is a Nissan sales event ad.
Now get a low $299 per month lease on road.
Better hurry. These offers won't get a sequel.
Who likes to drink good coffee? At Carabassa Coffee Company, we roast premium quality coffee beans from all over the world. Roasted to perfection in small batches, our coffee is always fresh. We offer a large selection, including our specialty blends, organics, single origins, decaf, and flavor. Whether you like light, medium, or dark roasts, we have coffee to suit every taste. We offer flat rate shipping for online orders, and we ship fast. Carabassa Coffee Company. Drink good coffee.
Looking to buy or sell your home in eastern and central Maine? Look no further than Melissa Bartlett of Better Homes and Gardens Masiello Group. With more than 25 years of experience in the industry, multi-millions in sales, and 5-star recommendations, Melissa knows the ins and outs of the market, making your real estate journey seamless. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned investor, Melissa's expertise will guide you every step of the way. Your journey to a new home starts here with your Maine move and Melissa Bartlett. Call today and let her experience be your advantage.
Wherever you go, wherever you stay, all you need is one key. Earn and use rewards across Expedia, Hotels.com, and Vrbo.
Where in America do the best cooks come from? 4 regions, 20 contestants. Sharpen your knives.
MasterChef United Tastes of America, Wednesdays on Fox.
I know this looks like a summer blockbuster, but this is a Nissan sales event ad.
Now get a low $299 per month lease on road.
Better hurry. These offers won't get a sequel.
You can join Fox 22 and ABC 7 online at foxbangor.com. Be a part of the conversation on Twitter and join our Facebook family at Fox ABC Maine. Follow, like, watch. Download the new Fox Bangor app from the App Store or Google Play and get your news anytime, anywhere.
The Columbia Falls Select Board met Monday night and decided whether to move forward with a proposed development that would include the world's largest flagpole. The proposed Flagpole of Freedom Park was originally announced by the Worcester Resources and directed by the Worcester family, who also own Worcester Wreath Company. Back in March, the Select Board voted for a 6-month moratorium in order to look at making rules and regulations for such a development. The proposal is for a multi-use complex that would honor veterans. Included in the park would be a 1,461-foot flagpole, complete with observation decks and an elevator. After approximately 30 minutes of discussion, the Select Board voted 3-0 in favor of extending the moratorium for another 6 months for large-scale commercial, high-density residential development while they work on an ordinance.
Well, housing is hard to come by in many parts of the state, but it just got a little bit easier for some of the people serving our country that live here in Maine. The U.S. Coast Guard held a ribbon cutting for a new family housing complex in Perry. It includes 7 single-family homes. Officials say the new homes, in addition to the recently completed Jonesport housing complex, bring much-needed housing options to the the remote Down East crews.
A Bangor organization that provides housing for those in addiction recovery will open a new facility thanks to pandemic relief funding. Fresh Start Sober Living will receive a $500,000 chunk of Bangor's American Rescue Plan Act funds. The group will use the award to purchase a new home at 100 Center Street with 5 private rooms and office space for the group's growing number of employees. And for the first time, Fresh Start will be leasing a portion of the building to Savita Health, an addiction treatment organization which will provide on-site services.
With Savita Health being right in the same building as we are, we can immediately address healthcare issues, and that's a big, big issue. Savita Health offers medically assisted treatment for opioid use disorder. They also have counseling services. Most people that come into us have mental health issues.
The new building will mark the group's 15th home in the Bangor-Brewer area. Next, they hope to expand into Piscataquis County. For program application information, you can visit freshstartrecoverymaine.org.
Employee Ideas That Matter. It's an internal grant program through SAPI North America that has donated over $50,000 to 12 nonprofits. 6 of those nonprofits are Maine-based, and our Doug Banks spoke with 3 SAPI employees to understand what those nonprofits mean to them.
Beyond the noise of SAPI's Somerset Mill lies an employee-centered program focused on giving back. Since 2016, this program has directly funded over 60 nonprofits and won awards for its charitable actions. The program recently announced its 12 newest grant recipients. Area Process Systems Manager Matthew Howard received funding for the Fairfield Interfaith Food Pantry to install outdoor lighting.
And it'll improve safety for the clients, safety for the volunteers.
Forester Ethan Holston received funding for the Stockton Springs-based Seed Tree to go towards preserving and revitalizing ecosystems in Nepal.
SAPI's grant to Seed Tree went towards a nursery and seed orchard at Nepal's Agriculture and Forestry University.
Brett Patton, Safety and Security Officer and a St. Albans Volunteer Fire Department firefighter for over 20 years, is another one of the grant recipients.
I wrote a proposal to SAPI, and one of the people from Boston helped me fine-tune it a little bit and discuss what we would use the money for.
Along with their own fundraising, the St. Albans Volunteer Fire Department used the $2,500 for a brand new water pump. Used for forest fires, the pump will disperse 100 more gallons than their previous one, something the department says will keep St. Albans safe along with the surrounding towns.
In a small town with a small fire department, a small budget, it helps. Every little bit helps.
This grant really kind of exemplifies what we're here to do. Economic empowerment through the environment.
In Skowhegan, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, we'll have the latest from the Republican presidential candidate primary elections.
And the price for some common prescriptions, especially among seniors, could be dropping in the not too distant future. Those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or Vesey location.
Fear, pain, and anxiety are all feelings associated with dental treatments, but it doesn't have to be that way. Dental lasers offer a way to remove tooth decay without using the dental drill. In fact, we do most dental fillings here at Twin City Dental without numbing, so no needle. And for treatments like root canals or having many teeth extracted, we also provide IV sedation. So call Twin City Dental for your next dentist appointment.
Hammond Lumber has earned a level of trust with generations of contractors, do-it-yourselfers, and homeowners. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 974-7815.
Hi, I'm Tony Hafford from TC Hafford Basement Systems, the all things basement-y company. Basement waterproofing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. Since 1991, over 15,000 Maine homeowners have trusted TC Hafford Basement Systems to fix their basements. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basement-y.
This or that, this or that. You can do this when you Angie that. You can do this when you Angie that. You can do this 'cause everywhere it's at.
Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Get started today at Angie.com.
Places, it's season 10.
The Masked Singer premieres September 27th on Fox.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Several Republican presidential candidates are making their way to Iowa this week, even as the frontrunner, former President Trump, faces a list of criminal cases, including a March 4th trial date on federal charges the day before Super Tuesday. Fox's Rich Edson has the latest from Washington.
Republicans are heading for a primary season of campaign events and courtroom proceedings.
We did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong.
Ahead of the start of Trump's March 4th election interference trial, primary voters will decide 10% of the Republican delegates. Assuming a 4 to 6 week trial, more than 2/3 of the delegates are up for grabs during the trial. 19 to 26% could be determined after.
What interferes with the primary process is Donald Trump's conduct and his insistence on continuing to run for president of the United States. What it's going to do is put the Republican Party in an awful position.
On foreign policy, Vivek Ramaswamy defended his controversial positions in the American Conservative, writing he would, quote, accept Russian control of the occupied territories and pledge to block Ukraine's candidacy for NATO in exchange for Russia exiting its military alliance with China. Republicans like Christie, Mike Pence, and Nikki Haley have ripped his foreign policy as naive. Ramaswamy's website also referred to Haley as Nimarata, a misspelling of her legal first name.
I'm not going to get involved in these childish name games. It's pretty pathetic. First of all, I was born with Nikki on my birth certificate. I was raised as Nikki. I married a Haley, and so that is what my name is.
Haley is one of several Republicans who appear to have qualified for the second GOP debate September 27th. Trump has yet to say whether he'll sign the pledge to support the Republican nominee and join his rivals on the stage. The Republican field is one fewer. Miami Mayor Francis Suarez says he's suspending his campaign after failing to qualify for the first debate. Suarez says he looks forward to doing what he can to ensure the GOP can put forward a strong nominee. In Washington, Rich Edson, Fox News.
The Biden administration has released a list of 10 drugs for which they will be negotiating the prices directly with manufacturers in a move to reduce the cost of medications taken by some 8 million people, that according to the administration. The announcement is a significant step under the Inflation Reduction Act, which the president signed into law last year. But this effort is expected to be met with challenges before seniors see a price reduction. Fox's Mike Emanuel has that story from Washington.
Every month, the treatment I need to stay alive costs $16,000.
Delivering on a campaign promise, President Biden is making moves to reduce the cost of medication for senior Americans, announcing his administration's plan to lower the cost of 10 drugs, including widely used diabetes and heart disease treatments.
Instead of using all your energy to fight the disease, you're fighting insurance or drug companies for medicines that literally keep you alive.
Medicare patients taking the prescriptions on the list spent more than $3 billion in out-of-pocket costs last year. This effort will allow the government to negotiate the lowest maximum fair price for the 10 drugs, which are among the most costly to the Medicare program.
An additional 15 drugs will be selected for negotiation each of the next 2 years, and then 20 drugs a year going forward.
But consumers should not expect to see savings anytime soon, with the push for price reduction expected to be met with criticism from Republican lawmakers and lawsuits from drug makers. The CEO of Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America is saying in a statement, quote, giving a single government agency the power to arbitrarily set the price of medicines with little accountability, oversight, or input from patients and their doctors will have significant negative consequences long after this administration is gone. Patients who use these drugs will have to be patient. Price changes won't take effect until at least 2026. In Washington, Mike Emanuel, Fox News.
The House Foreign Affairs Committee held a roundtable discussion with family of the U.S. service members killed in the terrorist attack at the Hamid Karzai International Airport's Abbey Gate on August 26, 2021. The attack happened during the emergency evacuation of Kabul during the Taliban seizing control of the country. 13 U.S. service members were killed. During the discussion, several of the family members got emotional.
I'd trade every medal, every award to have my son back. But he would go again if he knew, even now, the danger, because that's what a good soldier does.
I'm calling on you today to release a complete investigation of the withdrawal from Afghanistan and for a complete account of the actions and inactions leading up to this attack on August 26, 2021. Information that will not only save lives of our current enlisted and military personnel, but will protect our country.
45 service members were also injured during that attack.
We have new information tonight about the effort to fight disinformation campaigns coming from China and Russia. Fox's Jennifer Griffin has details from the Pentagon.
Facebook parent company Meta says it's uncovered one of the largest known disinformation operations from China, designed to whitewash Beijing's human rights record, and another large disinformation campaign from Russia to turn Americans and Europeans against Ukraine. According to Meta, for the first time ever, the company was able to attribute the massive Chinese disinformation campaign to individuals associated with Chinese law enforcement.
It operates across more than 50 different platforms and services, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Quora, Pinterest, you could go on and on. And what it's doing is posting articles and cartoons and videos that basically praise China and then criticize anybody who criticizes the Chinese government.
Ben Nemo pioneered investigations into online disinformation. 6 years ago, he was declared dead by 13,000 Russian Twitter bots because he exposed American extremist groups using social media to spread pro-Kremlin messages opposing Ukraine.
It was a crude way, I think, of trying to intimidate us and to scare us off.
This new Chinese influence campaign was uncovered in part because the Chinese hackers made so many mistakes.
It would run an article in Chinese, but it would slip up and give it an English headline.
The Russian disinformation campaign, known as Doppelganger, involves Russian websites mimicking major news outlets and inserting phony articles as propaganda, like this Washington Post website with a fake interview with President Zelensky of Ukraine, in which he admits to being a CIA puppet. Fox News was also targeted with a spoof on July 4th, saying Zelensky is stepping on democracy. The actual Fox website featured an article by the same author on the same day about a missing Minnesota mom. Meta says it has taken down 7,704 Chinese Facebook accounts as part of this campaign dubbed Spamouflage. It's disrupted 200 covert influence operations recently, but says this is the largest to date. At the Pentagon, Jennifer Griffin, Fox News.
Fentanyl, meanwhile, is no longer an underground crisis. However, a new method of combating it has gone underground, literally through the sewers. Communities around the country now exploring how sewage testing can help track where fentanyl and other substance use is surging. Fox's Alexandria Hoff explains.
From the depths of a less than fresh scented tank, a snapshot of public health is collected. In Newcastle County, Delaware, samples of raw sewage are pulled every 24 hours and sent to a lab for what is essentially a community drug test.
Instead of one person, you're testing 2,500 people.
Untreated waste reveals where harmful drugs like fentanyl are being used and at what rate. The data is even capable of detecting when other substances have been laced with fentanyl.
They're flushing it down a toilet. And then eventually, as that sort of supply starts working its way through the community, you then over the next week start to see the opioid overdoses manifest because people were consuming fentanyl that they weren't intending to consume.
The testing company BioBot Analytics gained steam during the pandemic, tracking rates of COVID-19. Last year, the company's focus returned to the opioid crisis. This technology not only analyzes concentration levels, but also metabolites, meaning it can tell the difference between a substance that has been ingested and something that's perhaps been discarded into wastewater. The testing is not used for law enforcement, but it does show police where prevention tools need to be deployed.
Where are we catching them with the drugs? That's not necessarily where it's being used. So really this gives us kind of a nexus to where it's being used and being able to outreach.
The idea is catching on elsewhere. Virginia's health department is also set to begin a statewide wastewater testing plan.
I think it's a no-brainer.
Newcastle County Executive Matt Meyer predicts that this testing will help residents realize that fentanyl is every neighborhood's problem.
It takes some of the biases out.
In Newcastle County, Delaware, Alexandria Hoff, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, Hurricane Idalia has people preparing for a major weather event. We'll hear from those in the storm's path.
And in sports, Maine football is preparing for their first game against FIU this Saturday. How they think they can make a statement. We'll be right back.
Lego Masters is back. It's sink or swim.
Please float, please float, please float.
We got a minifig down. Lego Masters season premiere Thursday, September 28th on Fox. Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Some things are worth waiting for. Something reliable, something loyal, something long-lasting. A 6-year warranty? Coyote's got that. One machine for all the dirty work? Count on Coyote. Coyote won't break your heart, and Whittemore & Sons got the deals that won't break the bank. So quit swiping and settling for less. Slide into Whittemore & Sons and be treated like family by a family who cares. 257 Waterville Road, Skowhegan.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more. I know it's up for me. And bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on select popular Chevy models when you finance with GM Financial. Visit your main Chevy dealer.
Now is the time to consider taking care of your driveway or parking lot. With more than 25 years experience, Harvey Paving and Seal Coating specializes in asphalt maintenance. A fantastic way to extend the life of your asphalt is by taking care of it, and we will fill in all the cracks and seal coat afterwards. This leaves your driveway with a beautiful finish looking like new. Why not increase the curb appeal of your residential or commercial space? Give us a call today at Harvey Paving and Seal Coating for a free quote. 262-0154. ABC 7, Fox 22, Detail 207, and Joe's Market want to send you to see Pantera live in concert with special guest Lamb of God Thursday, September 7th at the Main Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Detail 207 in Orono. From cars and trucks to big rigs and motorcycles, we detail them all. And Joe's Market on Garland Street in Bangor with a large selection of groceries, beer, and wine. Win tickets to see Pantera September 7th on the Bangor waterfront.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
A late summer wave of COVID-19 infections is now impacting the nation's back-to-school season. It comes as healthcare experts warn of a COVID surge this fall and winter. Fox's Casey Stiegel has more.
The White House says it is ready for a fall-winter COVID-19 surge. It comes as the CDC reported a nearly 22% increase in COVID hospitalizations for early August, a percentage it predicts will continue rising as new subvariants take hold. The White House, however, downplayed concerns of a new surge this week.
While the CDC is reporting an increase in infections and hospital admissions overall remains low.
And while infection rates are nowhere near pandemic levels, the spike in cases comes just as the back-to-school season picks up. 2 districts in Kentucky and 1 in Texas already had to cancel in-person classes due to a rise in illnesses. Attendance reportedly low due not to only COVID-19, but also the flu and RSV.
All 3 represent a serious risk of hospitalization, be admitted to the ICU, or even dying.
Fears of a triple-demic now have doctors on alert. Many reminding the public to practice good hygiene, washing their hands frequently, and masking up if they are immunocompromised. Healthcare experts, as well as the White House, also urging Americans to vaccinate.
Get vaccinated early. You need time for your body to develop the immunity to these and provide the most protection possible.
The White House says updated COVID boosters could be available by mid-September, of course tweaked to fight those new subvariants. That's the latest from Dallas. Casey Stiegel, Fox News.
Meanwhile, Hurricane Idalia's landfall in Florida is imminent. Steve Harrigan now has more from the ground in Florida.
If you have not evacuated, you need to do that right now.
Just a few hours left before Hurricane Idalia makes landfall along the Florida coast. Forecasters warn it will likely hit the Sunshine State's Big Bend region as a Category 3 storm with wind gusts of up to 120 miles per hour. And if the storm hits during high tide, it could create a storm surge of up to 12 to 15 feet in some areas.
If you're there while that hits, it's going to be very difficult to survive that.
Despite the warnings to evacuate, many are choosing to stay. The owner of Island Hotel, which predates the Civil War, says his building hasn't flooded in almost 20 years. He plans to ride out the storm in Cedar Key, ignoring mandatory evacuation orders.
Being the caretaker of the oldest building in Cedar Key, I just feel kind of like I need to be here.
Others have already packed up and headed to higher ground.
This is my first one where I'm really concerned.
Those who stay behind in evacuation zones are being warned. Rescues will not happen until the storm is over. Governor Ron DeSantis says urban search and rescue teams are ready to go when it's safe to deploy. More than 5,000 National Guard soldiers are also ready to help, as well as thousands of utility workers to help restore power. At this point, more than 20 million people across the state of Florida are under some form of hurricane watch, warning, or advisory. In Tarpon Springs, Steve Harrigan, Fox News.
We've just been following that storm very closely, and you know it is alarming at the rate that it's coming in, and that it has reached the category that it has. But glad to see that people are keeping a very close eye on it and taking those steps they need.
I think it's always interesting to watch folks track these storms and to understand that storms are, you could almost call them individuals. They track differently.
Right.
There are different elements that make them threatening. More or less threatening, to include their trajectory, how fast they're moving, so it's becoming more and more of an exact science, and more crucial as we're seeing the severity of storms increase as well.
Yeah, we absolutely are.
All right, well, our full 5-day is coming up in just a minute. Stay with us.
Another good-looking day out there today. Just a few passing clouds here or there, but oh boy, get ready, folks. We're looking at a soaker on the way. Lots of rainfall will be incoming. When? I'll have the answers coming up.
Moosehead Medicine, Greenville's favorite dispensary. Our knowledgeable staff will guide you on your journey to find the perfect remedy specifically for you. From pain relief to relaxation, Moosehead Medicine has what you need to improve your well-being. Stop by Moosehead Medicine today and discover the power of nature's healing.
When you've experienced fire and smoke damage in your home, when pipes break and you have water everywhere, when you're concerned about your family's health because of mold, you need a friendly face to take care of it all. You need the friendly faces of Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. We're just a click or call away. Whatever life throws at you, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is here for you. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
You are the hero of your own story, with the strength to get through even the hardest times. And every hero has their own set of challenges. If your journey is getting tougher, you can find tips, resources, and support that'll help you find your way to better wellness. With Strengthen Me, it's free, anonymous, and confidential. To continue your hero's journey, visit strengthenme.com or dial 211.
There's never been a better time to get away. With a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. With America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Lease a Tucson for $239 a month or get 3.29% APR or $2,500 bonus cash. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
Moosehead Medicine, Greenville's favorite dispensary. Our knowledgeable staff will guide you on your journey to find the perfect remedy specifically for you. From pain relief to relaxation, Moosehead Medicine has what you need to improve your well-being. Stop by Moosehead Medicine today and discover the power of nature's healing.
Put a little more cash in your bag. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Welcome back, my friends. Our main weather today is brought to you by the Blue Alpaca Ranch and Store. Visit a ranch and meet the alpacas or shop in our store in downtown Belfast. And a good-looking day out there today. Once again, a couple of mixtures of clouds and sun. Other than that, good weather temperature-wise as well. I was outdoors and really just enjoying the outdoor weather because it is going to cool down the next couple of days, and then it is going to warm up. And it's going to cool down the next couple of days because more chances of showers will be in the area tomorrow, mainly throughout the day. We're looking at some scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two, but this will be mostly a rain event and then clearing up late overnight on Wednesday. Then by Thursday, we start to clear up and then temperatures will start to warm back up. But before that, we are looking at possibly over 1/4 of an inch, mostly 1/2 an inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain, mainly in those heavier bands of rainfall, kind of like here showing up on the radar, Bar Harbor, possibly close to 3/4 of an inch, just north of town as well. That 1/4 of an inch here in town is definitely underdoing it, but still, maybe closer to 1/2 an inch will be possible all over the state. And of course, with some rain in the area, dew points will be higher up there. It's going to feel a bit more sticky and muggy outdoors, but then look what happens by Friday. Okay, Friday into the Saturday time frame, things will be much better. Before Sunday into Monday, dew points will start to rise once again, and then it's going to feel a little bit more sticky outdoors, but we've seen much, much worse, especially with the heat waves rolling in past in our summer. But look at these temperatures. Okay, so Wednesday into Thursday, a bit cooler. Nothing to worry about there, especially with this warm up. We're looking at 80s returning once again. Look at Labor Day. 86 degrees for Labor Day, so it is really going to be nice and pleasant. If you have family coming up to Maine, this is your weekend, and water temperatures are also very comfortable in those mid to upper 60s just outside of town. Look down south, though, closer to Florida. We're talking well above average water temperatures in the 80s, mid to even upper 80s in some spots. You might think, okay, that's very comfortable, but not really, because there's hurricanes out just west of Tampa at the moment. It's starting to develop significantly as it really intensifies overnight tonight. Now it's a Category 2, most likely going to be a Category 3 major hurricane as it strikes Florida. If you have family members out there, let them know right now to make sure they are prepared. Tonight for us, though, maybe a couple of lingering showers, mainly late overnight. That's when most of that rain is going to start to move in. Areas of fog will be possible, but with well above average temperatures in those mid 60s pretty much all over the area. A couple of low 60s here and there. Tomorrow, a chilly day, upper 60s outside. Rain heavy at times once again. Our extended forecast outlook does show lots of dry air the rest of the week and right in time for Labor Day weekend. Beth?
Well, definitely glad to see that, you know, unlike other holiday weekends this year, at least for right now,
right,
you know, the weekend's looking pretty decent.
Yeah, things looking picture perfect, and let's cross our fingers that it stays that way.
Indeed.
All right, well, sports is coming right up next. Stay with us.
Wherever you go, wherever you stay, all you need is one key. Earn and use rewards across Expedia, Hotels.com, and Vrbo.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Still catching feelings, hey. You feel like summer, baby, dancing near the lobby. Still catching feelings for you. Feels for you. Feelings for you. Feelings for you. You feel like summer, baby. Still catching feelings for you.
Wake up with Good Morning Maine and
Good Morning America.
Puzzles are easy. Family, that's a real challenge. It happens rarely, but everything clicks into place.
Young Sheldon.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We are going to start up in Orono, where Maine football is preparing for their regular season opener Saturday against FIU. It's going to be a challenge, but as our Ryan Sudol finds, there are many ways the Black Bears can make their presence known against their FBS opponent.
There's 11 opportunities. We got opportunity 1 coming up here on Saturday, and we couldn't be more excited.
The 9-month wait is nearly over. Maine football opens up their regular season this Saturday in Miami against FIU.
I'm definitely excited to, get out here, and just tackle the first game. It's going to be a hot one, but I definitely know we're ready.
A benefit to the Black Bears prep is that for the first time since 2012, their first opponent is one that played the previous week.
It's always nice to have updated film on an opponent they played, so we have film on them. They don't have film on us. Now, the advantage for them is that they've had a game under their belt, but we still got to show up and compete.
FIU lost against Louisiana Tech after quarterback Grayson James threw for just 4 yards, so stopping the run will be crucial.
Our coach always, he preached beginning of the week that we got to make it one-dimensional, to stop the run so that, they can throw the ball. It's definitely going to help us.
But with a fairly retooled defensive line, it'll be a huge challenge.
They have some long, big guys that are going to challenge us, and it's going to be competitive.
On the other side, FIU gave up nearly 340 passing yards, and even with a new-look receiving core, the Black Bears think they can make a statement.
We're confident in what we do, and we're confident that we're going to go out there and make plays. At the end of the day, it's who makes more plays.
Even when a play is not going to them, they're still going, blocking hard. Just definitely looking forward to them going out there and competing.
The Black Bears know that as long as they stay competitive in week 1, it can carry over, and who knows, might even turn into a win.
There's going to be some highs, there's going to be some lows, and we'll have to just get to the next play and fix them. But I do know that this team is really close, and they're focused on this game and having the right outcome.
In Orono, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Thanks for that, Ryan. Certainly looking forward for kickoff. Let's stay with some football here. Down in Foxborough, the Patriots roster getting a lot closer to what it's going to look like on opening night with the NFL's roster cut-down deadline at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Patriots releasing both backup quarterbacks, Bailey Zappi and Malik Cunningham, shows some faith in Mac Jones. That happened just hours before the deadline. An interesting move for sure. Team reportedly hoping they both clear waivers and end up on the practice squad. They also traded Nick Folk, a major move at the kicking position after 4 seasons with New England. That era is over. He was traded for a 7th-round pick. Rookie Chad Ryland has won the kicking job. They are not done with all of these roster moves, though. Bill Belichick addressing the media before the deadline saying, simply, we've got a lot going on. The next few days are going to be busy for the whole league.
There's going to be changes on our roster and every other roster in the league. Every single team will have roster transactions over the next multiple days, including some up until the day before the opener. So there's multiple things going on. So I'm not going to, comment about where we are or aren't today because the process is far from being over.
Certainly is. At least that's showing some faith in Mac Jones. Let's move on to the baseball diamond now and some news with the Red Sox. Some not so good news, but that's just how the ball has been rolling for the Sox lately. After being moved to the 10-day injured list recently with a toe injury, the Sox announcing Monday that Jarren Duran has been ruled out for the rest of the season. Duran will undergo turf toe surgery on that injured toe. That will happen on Wednesday. He hasn't played since August 10th, but the 26-year-old center fielder had a career season, hitting .295 with 8 homers and 40 RBIs while stealing 24 bases in 102 games played. And manager Alex Cora says that the expectations are for Duran to be back and ready for spring training. He was certainly one of the bright spots of the Red Sox this year. Let's stay with some baseball now. Not a good night for the Red Sox, falling to the Astros in Game 2, but a fun night down in Portland for the Sea Dogs. At least they're still fun to watch, right? The Sea Dogs welcoming their 11 millionth fan to the ballpark before Tuesday night's game. The lucky fan being 7-year-old William Cashman out of Freeport. William was greeted at the entrance by Slugger and some Sea Dogs staffers and receiving a commemorative 11 million Sea Dogs jersey plus a goodie bag full of all sorts of cool stuff. He was also given the ball to throw out the game's ceremonial first pitch. And after all that, here's what he had to say when asked if he was surprised.
I was like going up to a skybox with my friends, and then suddenly like this whole sparkle thing went off, and it was really cool.
He will never forget today, that's for sure.
Oh, I certainly wouldn't forget it either if I was him. Great stuff right there. That is all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Dirt Road Acres, your #1 trusted dispensary. Dirt Road Acres provides outstanding patient consulting and services to Eastern and Central Maine. Located at the corner of Route 9 and Route 7 in Dixmont. Stop by and see Jen or one of the girls today. Now offering delivery.
Okay guys, we're all here because US Cellular has an incredible deal. Right now you can get 50% off a year of service and a free phone.
Sorry, just double checking. Is it really that good of a deal?
Yeah, it's a huge deal.
Really huge deal. Wow, I just triple checked and that's awesome.
Awesome.
Echo.
Echo.
Get 50% off a year of service and a free phone. US Cellular, built for us.
If I don't hear from you tonight, I know it, but I can't let go. Everything I love is out to sea.
The Greg B. Harrell Show. ...
Am I supposed to read the ...
More than that, you know there's nothing.
ABC 7, Fox 22, Disconnected Tattoo, and Fog Products want to send you to see Pantera live in concert with special guest Lamb of God Thursday, September 7th at the Main Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company in Ellsworth, a family-friendly shop with well-rounded artists, and Fog Products, your premier Bangor dispensary with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Win tickets to see Pantera September 7th on the Bangor waterfront.
This is gonna be hell on earth.
Let's go! Move, move, move!
Welcome to reality. The cold will kill you in minutes.
That's a long way down.
Go on a roll.
Oh my God.
Why are you here?
I want to get punished.
Fight! This is not a game show.
Special Forces World's Toughest Test. Season premiere Monday, September 25th on Fox.
Dirt Road Acres, your #1 trusted dispensary. Dirt Road Acres provides outstanding patient consulting and services to Eastern and Central Maine. Located at the corner of Route 9 and Route 7 in Dixmont. Stop by and see Jen or one of the girls today. Now offering delivery.
Pictionary.
Pizza delivery. Waiter is correct. You just won $2,000.
Weekdays at 10 on Fox 22.
Welcome back. The Fox series Stars on Mars has named its first winner, and we spoke with the brightest star in the galaxy about the show and life on Mars and staying mission critical to win the competition. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
Fox's Stars on Mars named its brightest star in the galaxy, Olympic figure skater Adam Rippon.
You must choose who is mission critical enough.
Adam, Mish Crit, the most Mish Crit.
I can't explain it. I have no idea how I was able to pull it off. It was definitely with the help of my friends who I made on the show. I can't believe it.
Rippon said spending many souls together on Mars was a bonding experience.
We were there for about a month, living in that habit. We were there 24/7, all the time.
He noted the biggest challenge of it all.
I would be hard-pressed to ever put that spacesuit on again.
Talking about how you're not competitive. And I loved when you would say that and then it's like Olympic figure skater, like underneath. What brings that out in you? What brings out the competitiveness, especially in this?
In the sport that I used to compete in figure skating, you basically, you're competing against all these different people from, around the world and around the country. But, when you go out and compete, it's basically you against yourself. You're the only one out there. And so that is such a different kind of competitiveness. So I was like, maybe I'm not competitive. And I was there for about 3 days before I was like, I think I'm lying to myself and to everybody here.
What will you take with you back to Earth?
Well, I get to take back my brightest star trophy patch, which is amazing. But honestly, I know that this is earnest, but I mean it. I think like the most valuable thing I'll take back is the friendships that I made.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
And staying on the topic of reality TV, Maine's very own MasterChef contestant is now out of the competition. Nina Bell of Woolwich was sent home after making it into the top 13. Bell and the home cooks on the show were challenged to use military field rations and make an elevated meal out of those ingredients. It wasn't an easy task, but Bell did her best to make chicken tikka masala. Despite it not meeting the judges' standards, Bell says she has no regrets.
No, I think that the lessons that I have learned as a result of obviously not just that episode, but the entire show experience were well worth having the, judges not like one particular dish that I served them.
Says she's now looking forward to October 6th when she will participate in the second annual Forage and Feast event at the Maine Tasting Center in Wiscasset. She says she's planning to design a full menu, including dessert, centered around mushrooms. So definitely a very creative mind there.
Yeah.
And she was absolutely a gem on that show. You could tell Gordon Ramsay was having a hard time saying goodbye to her.
Yeah.
And you just know that, you brought a lot to the table when that's something that's
well, and of course, we're so proud to have had her repping for the state of Maine.
That's so cool.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
well, that is going to do it for us, folks, from everybody here at Fox 22. Good night.
Good night, everyone.